Excellent. Thank you all so much for joining. This is part of the Global Blockchain Business Council's Virtual Members Forum, where we present a platform for our members to show the excellent work in which they're engaged. And today, we are really thrilled to have the founder and CEO of Jobchain, Jose Bay, with us to present. His presentation will go for about 30 or 35 minutes, at which point we will open up the conversation to questions from the audience. We encourage you to submit questions via the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, and we will plan to take them at the end of the presentation. A little bit about Jose. As I mentioned, he's the founder and CEO of Jobchain, a platform designed to revolutionize how people seek employment. Jose is an entrepreneur, product designer, and a finance platform architect. He's worked with organizations such as the International Atomic Energy Agency, and has also worked as a cybersecurity officer at nuclear facilities, at IAEA, and in cybersecurity and internal control for the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. Jose has over 10 years of experience in engineering, investment analysis, and portfolio management, and we are really thrilled to have him with us today. So over to you, Jose.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you also for the GBBC for the invitation, for having me today. The idea of Jobchain started a few years ago, where we identified a series of problems during our past travel experiences that we had in our previous work experience, where just many people, they didn't have access to banking services. It was an obsolete system where they didn't have any payments for goods and services in between countries in Africa, in Asia, and Latin America. There was a need also for global protection, and the systems that we had in place, they were not reliable, not transparent. Also, there was a lack of systems for payments, where mostly of the transactions that we identified were paid in cash. During our work at the IEA and at the OSCE, we identified that many of the missions that we had in these organizations, many of the payments of the salaries, they had to be paid in cash. So we came up with the idea that blockchain technology can actually play a big role in this whole ecosystem. And we started in 2019, the end of 2019, the company Jobchain. This is the mock-up of the application. Jobchain is an application. It's for mobile devices as well as for web and the web, and that allows anybody to connect and just get their salary in cryptocurrencies. So the platform connects three aspects. The first one would be the identification services. So every user will be completely verified, the email, the telephone number, and also their identity. So we have to have all our users go past KYC and AML5 because of the regulations that we have where we are operating, which is right now Austria. And then the second point would be a cryptocurrency wallet where everybody will be able to store their cryptocurrencies and exchange them. So we are also an exchange ourselves. And also we have the labor market where anybody will be able to look for the profile that they like to hire and make an offer or hire this person instantly. It's very important to mention that in order to avoid the fluctuations of the price that most of the cryptocurrencies have, the employer and the employee will be able to select which currency they're paying their employee. So, for example, somebody wants to get paid in Bitcoins, but the employer wants to get paid wants to pay in USDT. So there is a conversion in between. And of course, the business model that we are having right now is charging a very, very small commission for these exchanging services. Okay. So as I said before, these are the characteristics of our mobile application. You can store fiat and other cryptocurrencies. You can sell, buy, transfer, and receive cryptocurrencies. You can also save your identity as well as the history of the payments received and sent. And also one thing that we are developing right now, and it's likely going to be live in the Q4 of 2021, it's Jobchain Pay, which it's a system for paying anywhere with QR code. Also, of course, as I mentioned before, you will be able to make offers and hire instantly. You could pay per hours, per work, or pay monthly. Okay. Additionally to this, since every single user will have passed the KYC and AML5, we can also give functionalities to this fact that this user is registered. So basically, we will be able to link their identity to other areas, like, for example, education, licenses, and certifications. So basically, you will have a full portfolio of who you are, your education, and also your properties. Okay. We have also our own cryptocurrency. It's a token. It's an ERC20 token, expected to have our own blockchain also starting this year, where we will, of course, enhance the speed of the transactions and reduce the fees that right now the Ethereum users they're paying. Of course, you can check it in CoinMarketCap or in Etherscan. The job token, it's a token of limited. It's limited in quantity. It's it's 100 billion, the amount of tokens that we have. We already integrated in most of the cryptocurrency wallets, like Untoken, Trust Wallet, etc. And also we are available in almost 25 cryptocurrency exchanges around the world. And the token, of course, we have been going through audit of the code with Certic. Just as a quick remark, we've been the fastest growing cryptocurrency 2020 with more than 4,000%. In part of, we are trying to list our cryptocurrency in many exchanges to give exposure, and also in payment platforms, and also in crypto ATMs. Prior to the launch of our platform, where we will have the whole ecosystem or a part of the ecosystem already developed. The expectations and the market size, as we mentioned before, it's huge. There are 1.7 billion of people that they don't have access to bank accounts, and we wanted that only with a phone they'll have all the services. They could have access to goods and services, and they will be able also to get a salary in cryptocurrency no matter where they are. Also, there are a lot of freelancers in the world. I think this situation that we had with the pandemic provided an opportunity for the labor market to evolve. And most of the people now, or many of the people, they are working from home, and this kind of facilitates that one can be hired in the United States. They could be working in Spain. They can receive the salary instantly, per hours, per month. And of course, the fees of these transactions are negligible compared to the current banking charges. The business model that we have right now, it's similar to the business model that most of the exchanges have, but we include as well the little commissions that we will charge to every contract that is settled in the platform. We would like to have a model where users that they are holding a job token, of course, they will have a reduced fees, that they will go from 0 to 15%. I think it's mistaken in the slide. And also for every employment contract, there will be also a commission between 0% to 1%, depending on the contract, on the amount of jobs that you are holding, which is much less than the current rates that other freelancer companies they're having. Also, we will have within the platform, which is very important, it's we'll have several functionalities. One of them would be also the advanced salary feature, which, for example, if you are having 1 month salary, you have worked for 15 days and you need the salary, we could actually advance the salary for you, and we will pay you directly into your wallet. Okay, so we will have also a small fee paid to the employee when using this feature. This is the business model that we have. And here we list a series of benefits that the job token holders are going to have. So we're going to have 7 levels of token holders. And the benefits for these holders, the utility for the token would be that we are going to provide cashback in salaries up to 5%, depending on the number of tokens that you're holding. Also, we will have cashback on purchases using your Jobchain Pay online up to 10%. We will have also free subscriptions. For example, we will have Netflix and Spotify have one of the best, one of the first free subscriptions that we will offer to the token holders, and also free tickets to events. And very important as well, one of the things would be also the access to airport lounges. And one of the things that we are proud to be developing is the universal basic income, which we are actually holding the trademark globally. So we have requested this trademark. So the currency that we will use for this won't be jobs. So it would be UBI, and we'll integrate it within our platform. This is why we actually also need to make all the people that they are joining the platform pass the KYC and the AML5. Basically, we need to make sure that there's not 2 people which are the same people or fake people that are joining the platform. So we should be a very strict KYC because the printing of the UB will depend on the existence of somebody. So basically, every month the smart contract will trigger a database, and then there will be a printing of UBIs directly deposited to the account of the person. As I said before, we have been listed in a number of exchanges. The last one, I think it's been Bitrex. We also are in the Phoenix and Probit and others. And the recent partnerships that we are having was Crypto Valley. We have also a partnership, of course, with GBBC. And also we are recently collaborating with the Austrian Blockchain Center. We have made a partnership with them to collaborate in the research for a decentralized identification platform that will be integrated into Jobchain. It's important to mention that in the very beginning, we are trying to build the whole infrastructure in an hybrid between centralized and decentralized. But we have in a roadmap to actually convert all this ecosystem into a decentralized platform that do not depend in our action. But of course, in the beginning, these fees that the users have to pay for using the platform, it's needed because we need to develop the whole platform. But the whole idea would be to actually make the whole platform decentralized by 2023-2024. Also, we are partners of General Bytes, which is one of the biggest manufacturers of crypto ATMs. We are almost available already in 8,000 ATMs worldwide. And also we are partners of Crypto Plaza, which is one of the biggest crypto communities in the Southern Europe. They have the base in Madrid. So we are also collaborating with them to enhance the adoption of cryptocurrency in Europe and specifically in Spain. Good. So in terms of our competitions, we have Fiverr, we have Upwork as our competition, but these two, one of the main features is that they do not have these financial services, and subsequently they don't have access to actually have their salary. I mean, they have to use other service providers to actually have their salary or get their salary. So our aims is to actually combine these financial services with the recruitment services and make that anybody, no matter in which country they are, they will have access to these payments of salaries with currencies that they have actually, they cannot be manipulated, they cannot be printed more as currently these central banks are doing. So our aim is that also the workers, they actually, when they work, they don't lose acquisitive power. They are using cryptocurrencies that they actually do not devalue in price, but actually they could potentially go up, and they can increase in value, of course. So this is the comparison that we created between Jobchain, Fiverr, and Upwork. Jobchain, of course, it provides the capacity to hire people, but also it provides a cryptocurrency wallet, and a very easy to use of the platform, which right now Fiverr and Upwork, they are not as easy to use as we are having the Jobchain platform. It's an evolution of these platforms. We really would like to make it as easy as possible for everyone to use it. Also, we have benefits for the users, like for example, cashback on salaries, which Fiverr and Upwork they don't have. And also we have a decentralized protection via a series of smart contracts that guarantee that the employee is gonna get the salary, and also the employer is protected. So only when the employee has accepted or has said that he has completed the work, then the payment will be released. But at the same time, the employee has a guarantee that he's gonna become a salary because his salary has been blocked in the very beginning from the employer. So this is the strategy that we're going to have in the next months. It's going to be very exciting. So the first would be the launch of the Jobchain platform. Currently, it's very important to mention that Jobchain is an Austrian company registered in Austria and also in Spain. So since the Austrian regulations they're very tough, we need approval from the financial markets of Austria. We need licensing, and we need to go through audits and so on and so forth. We also decided to go with Austria. We think it's a very reputed country. They are very strict, and we would like to go with the requirements that they're asking us here, because I think it puts us in a very good position in front of the other countries in the European Union. Right now, we have submitted already the license for operating here in Austria. So it's likely that the last week of July, which is in 3 weeks' time, we will get the approval to start operations, and we will expand the operations from Austria to Spain to the whole Europe. But it's very important to mention that we are really building a solid foundation, and this will serve us to have no obstacles to expand to the whole Europe. So the launch will be Q3. Once we receive the approval from the regulator, we will directly launch the platform. We will have the platform available in the web, in Android and iOS, and also we are trying to make it available in the decentralized web. Of course, we're using the decentralized domains .eth and the EPFS for making available the platform there. And once we launch, the objectives is that we launch at the same time, or almost at the same time, we'll have Jobchain Pay, which will be a quick QR code system for paying online and for paying in shops. And then we will have a whole marketing campaign that we're gonna start after that. It's very important to know that we already have in place the strategy for this global marketing campaign. We have been in talks with first-class football clubs in Spain. Also, we have consortium factors supporting us and public figures. So our idea would be that also after the platform, it's as an announcement, it's very likely that known football team in Spain of first division, they will start paying their football players in jobs for the salary. In terms of the international recognition, we're trying to make partners with the top corporations and top institutions in the world. We are doing a very hard work. We have self-funded the entire project. So it's been a really hell of a road. It's been very hard for us. And right now we really like to expand our our visibility around the world. So that's why we are making partnerships with known institutions. Also, we've been through several pitch contests around the globe. We won 2019, mid-2019 in the blockchain conference in Romania. And also we have been through several exchange voting where the community has voted us for listing our token in their exchange, and we have been successfully listed without causing a financial charge for us. So as I was mentioning before, this is the current upcoming news that we're going to have. We will have public figures and corporations accepting salaries in jobs and paying their employees in jobs. As I mentioned before, the people will be able to choose which cryptocurrency they would like to pay for the employees, but we are trying to promote the use of also for cryptocurrency of jobs. So we have several partnerships. We have top floor players. Also, we have clubs, and also we have partners in very known telecommunications and clothing companies in Spain. In terms of the telecommunications companies, they are one of the biggest in the world. Also, the clothing companies. So we are trying to have small pilots in small companies right now, testing the whole platform, and then just prior to the launch, and that is going to come in the next month. We have for the regulatory approval from the European countries, as I said before, we are almost there with the virtual currency service provider that we are going to have here in Austria. Also, as a news that we had, we just got approved for the ISO certification 27001-2013, which is the certification for information management system. And then also, 3 weeks ago, we got the approval from the regulator from Spain, which is the CNBV. So they said that basically we have no restrictions for operating. We are most welcome to operate in Spain. And then the next steps that we're going to have is going to be the PCI DSS and the PSD2 for transferring of electronic money. It's important to mention that for operating, as of now, we will only need the virtual currency service provider, but we are going to follow up with the subsequent licenses. We'd like to also enable deposits and withdrawals in fiat, and for that we of course need more licensing, but we are going step by step. So the next step, once we have the virtual currency service provider, will be to launch the platform, as I said before. And once we launch the platform, then we will have also launching the Jobchain Pay, and it's gonna be integrated in several that we have already partners with a lot of shops, online shops that we are talking already, to integrate our Jobchain Pay within the platform. So the idea would be to have in one ecosystem all the different elements that a user needs to actually get the salary and pay anywhere. So in one ecosystem, one platform, they will have the full cycle of financing that they will need for their day-to-day life. And then after that, we are gonna have the release of the universal basic income. We are in talks with a number of countries and organizations because, of course, we could do this in a decentralized way without asking permission for anybody. But internally, what we decided, the team, was to actually go the tough road and try to politically convince the countries and the governments to actually go ahead and accept the universal basic income as a form in the form of crypto for everyone. Right now, if we do this and we decentralize the whole ecosystem and anybody can access our platform, that would pose a risk for a corporation, because as you know, for example, countries like, for example, India or Syria, we're having issues if we, for example, give a universal basic income for these countries, And the only viable way that we find to actually be compliant to every single jurisdictions that we're operating will be just to ask for all the necessary regulations, for all the necessary licenses to operate in this country. And once we get the approval, then we would actually start to operate there. Next things, this is our team. Our headquarters are in DC Tower and in Donauwstedtstraße in Vienna, in Austria. And also our corporation in Spain, it's in Valencia. And briefly, you can see who we are. We are a team of good people, of a family that we have come all the way here. And we have been sharing our previous experience in the international organizations. And I'm really proud to be surrounded by these people, which are considered my family. And we really hope to provide a platform that could be useful for anybody. We are very excited. We're putting a lot of work on this. We never made any ICO. It has been a completely self-funded project. And the support of the community, the suggestions, the improvements that everyone could provide to us, they are most welcome. You can always find us in contact@jobchain.com. And for any suggestions, inquiries, please feel free to contact us. Our team is very open to follow all your advice, all your suggestions for improving the platform. And I thank you very much for this opportunity. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you so much, Jose. That was a really interesting presentation, and we have received some questions. So to start, over the last 18 or so months, the job has changed pretty dramatically. How has the pandemic impacted Jobchain strategy?
Actually, it has been, under our opinion, quite beneficial for us, because as you know, that many people there are now working from home. I have, even ourselves in our corporation, we have workers that are in Latin America, they're in Spain, they are in other countries. So actually, the use of Jobchain platform, I think it could be beneficial for all of them. They could be directly working in Spain. They could be hired in the United States. Most of the jobs that they are doing could be in front of a computer. So actually, it's quite beneficial for us. I think that once we have released the platform and we expose all the usage and all the functionalities that it has, I think many companies, because of this saving of time and fees that the bank charges for every employer, it could be very interesting to have the corporations to have our platform. So I think in summary, it's beneficial for us, definitely.
And another question we received, I know that you're based in Austria and you have operations out of Spain as well, but do you have plans to expand to the United States and to
Yes.
America? Yes. What is the timeline for that?
Yes, the next step that we're going to have would be expanding to United States. We are already having, just for your information of the community, we have the trademarks of Jobchain and the buttons. They are registered all over the world. We are already approved in more than 120 countries. And the United States is one of our priorities. We are deciding which jurisdiction, which state is better for us. But definitely we are considering Palo Alto as one of the targets, and also Miami. I mean, these areas. But very likely it's going to be California, Palo Alto, the next opening of the office. And following that, we're going to go to Singapore, South Korea, and New Zealand.
Oh, excellent.
And just as a quick remark, the reason why South Korea and New Zealand is being because, first of all, New Zealand, they have approved the salaries in cryptocurrencies for the citizens recently, and also South Korea, the amount of funds that the users, when they are getting the salaries, they are putting into crypto, it's very high. So we think that it would make perfectly sense to actually have our presence also in South Korea because of this reason. Sorry for interrupting you.
No, not at all. That's helpful clarification. And are you focusing on specific industries or targeting specific industries?
Right now, what we are targeting are freelancers, mostly developers, works that they do not require a business license. All right, this is the requirement from the regulators. But once, this is why it's so important to actually pass KYC AML, because we can actually link the education with your identity. And once we have that, then we can actually make that this person, which could be a lawyer, an architect, can also use the platform, and it's not only limited to business free licenses. It would be also available that anybody is using the platform. So the target number one would be works with free license, with no license to operate, and then we would go with workers that they would require a license to operate.
So I think that goes into the next question, which is about how your product offerings work for independent contractors or gig workers.
Yes, so as I said before, when it's pretty flexible, the platform. Basically, you will select which type of profile you would like to hire, and then you will make an offer per hours or per work. So basically, you will hit an offer. The person could hit back and say, well, I want more money or I want less money. And then once the employer approves, then there will be a job settled, and then the payment will be settled in the end of the work period. So this is how it's going to be. It's going to be very straightforward, very easy for the employer and employee. Our objective is that big corporations, they use our platform. If they have hundreds of thousands of workers, they could actually pay instantly anywhere in the world using our platform with no fees. The amount of money that they are saving, it's really outstanding. So we think that in not much time after releasing the platform, we will have a lot of customers joining us because of the facilities that we are providing to the customers.
And what kind of pushback have you received from legacy platforms? This is, I think, a pretty significant market to disintermediate. Have you interacted with those legacy systems?
Well, when you mean legacy systems, you mean our competitors? Yes, we have talked actually with people from other competitors, from our competition. We didn't want to disclose a lot about what we are planning to do, but of course their business model, it's very clear. They get a commission of every single transaction that is happening in the platform, but they don't have these financial services. So this is the part that we are actually providing. They're only focused on work, but actually we think it's very important also to link this work with a way to get paid. So this is our main difference. It's going to be could be similar in some ways to our competitors like Fiverr or Upwork, but we also provide these financial services that they don't provide. And of course, if we compare us to LinkedIn does not even have this user verification that we have. So the good thing that we have is that any single user that comes into our platform, if you are looking for somebody, this person will be verified. You know that this person is for real, and the margin of error when hiring somebody or contacting somebody is going to be minimum. There are many fake profiles in LinkedIn that sometimes we receive offers, we receive contacts. This is not going to happen in our platform.
Very interesting. Another question we received is about the tax considerations for using Job. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes. So right now, the approach that we have in our platform would be that every single person will have an option in the ecosystem, in the application, an export button where they will export all the jobs performed in the platform, and then they will attach this document to their tax filings in the respective countries where they are living in this case. So we have plans to actually facilitate the payment of taxes, but this is way down the road. Our priority right now is actually launch the platform. And then once we have that done, we will certainly try to find ways to facilitate the payment of taxes to anybody, because we really think that this could be actually also everything automated. So our ideal scenario would be to actually link this tax thing with our platform and having nobody to worry about filing taxes. So this is the answer is yes, we will have this in our roadmap, but it's down the line. Right now we have an export option. You export a PDF. It says you've earned 10,000 euros this year, and then you will have to pay taxes accordingly in the country where you're living.
And are there additional tax implications for using your token?
Not that we are aware of. So, for example, it depends actually a lot in which country you are living. So, for example, if you are holding our token, let's say, and the token, let's say, it goes up to 100%. If you're living in Austria and you liquidate this token, you will have, of course, tax implications in Austria. But if you're in Spain, you're in Malta, you're in the United States, the tax implications will depend in the country where you are living. So this is what normally happens. So if you have a benefit in Malta, for example, it will be much lower than here in Austria, which or in Spain, which you have to pay from 25% of the income that you generate, or the capital gain of this transaction.
So finally, people are asking the best way to get in touch with you, and is it this contact@jobchain.com? Is that the best?
The best way to contact me would be contact@jobchain.com, but also I have an email which you can also contact me. It's very simple. It's jose.bay@jobchain.com. So you can write me personally if you have any suggestions or you have any ideas how to improve everything. Please feel free to contact me. I'm available all the time. So yeah, so it's my name, jose.bay@jobchain.com.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time for this presentation. It was wonderful to learn more about what you're doing, and for everyone watching, this presentation will be available online. It's been recorded, and we will be emailing out a copy of that recording. So thank you again, Jose, and we'll look forward to seeing you all next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Martina. Have a good day.